So same clothes as yesterday. I do have other clothes. So I watched this thing with Jay Shetty. I don't know if I put this in other videos, but I watched this thing with Jay Shetty, and I've always struggled with men and relationships. I'll be very honest. I get to a point and I become very attached, and not in a healthy way. It's an unhealthy attachment, like they're going to leave. So I hold on, I cling, I grasp, I chase. So I was doing some work on myself this morning, and particularly around lads or men, lads we call it in Ireland, Jesus, particularly around men. And I was like, anyway, I watched, so I was particularly around good looking men, I'll revert. Because when they're good looking, I go into a place, I start out well and I start out pretty confident at the start, and then I go into a place where I'm like, why did they choose me? I get very anxious, and that's when the attachment happens because I'm scared of losing them. So I watched this video with Jay Shetty, and it was partly what he was saying. So he was talking about when you ask, do they like me? Bring it back to yourself and go, do you like them? And I was doing this work this morning, and I was reflecting on a particular relationship, and I was like, I might sound very conceited. It's not about that. It's about probably exploring and just healing myself a little bit more. And it's the journey I'm on. So I was like, oh God, I was exploring this relationship, and the guy that I felt was very good looking, and a couple of my friends would have said he was attractive. And I was like, we'd be out sometimes, and he, people would come up and talk to him. Other girls, and I was like, I would probably get that anxious feeling, why did he choose me? He can have all these good looking girls. So I turned it back in myself this morning, first time ever, and I said, why did I choose him? And my answer came to me, and it was pretty shocking. I was like, I chose because he was popular with other girls. And that made me feel really good. It made me feel like for once I fitted, that I belonged to the popular girls, to the good looking girls, to those girls that I probably always admired myself, that could get these good looking guys, and I was never able to, or I don't know, that needs to be explored a bit more. But it was just to share it with everyone. And I don't really know, I don't know if it's an answer but it's just an observation, I guess. And it's not that I didn't care for him. I really am not, like I'm really conceited or something. I am really not that person, but it's just more, I think it always comes back to you, and that's what I'm learning. And it's an evolving process, it's a journey, and I'm sure I'm going to have times where I figure it out again. I'm being in France with a lot of good looking men. It's really triggering me a lot and just bringing out all this stuff. But I guess this journey allows us to heal things, and I don't know, I just really wanted to share it with people because, I guess for people who don't feel like they fit, and Brené Brown does this video, don't walk through the world looking for evidence that you don't belong, because you will always find it. Don't walk through the world looking for evidence that you're not enough, because you will always find it. And I have a really, even this morning, I was on Spotify, and the Zac Brown Band had a new song out, Butterfly, with Dolly Parton. And I saw one of their band members, and he was tattooed, and I do love tattoos. Because I got some when I started my journey in France. The first one's at 43. It was a birthday present to myself. And I remember Brené Brown talking about this, the way she did it after the TED Talk, and she put on Downton Abbey and got lost in Downton Abbey. And what I do is, because I believe the thought that a certain type of guy, I thought he was really good looking, really tattooed. So I had to go on Wikipedia. Sound like a crazy person. But Brené Brown, if you're out there, you will recognize this. And I was like Wikipediaing him. I couldn't find him, but I found everyone else. So I got lost in everyone else. looking for the model girlfriend that he had, so I could find the evidence of believing the thought that I would never get a guy like that. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say, but look, I mean, the mind, it's a powerful tool. It can go one way or the other, and I guess it's learning and evolving. But I just wanted to send everyone maybe some love and light this morning, as my Italian friend, my Italian Yoda, and my beautiful Italian friend sends me most days, love and light. And as I said, I'm just sharing these because I just feel it's the right thing to do, because I would prefer people not to suffer, but I think suffering is where we grow the most. So, I mean, it's a catch-22. I've always been, probably because my background is nursing, I've never wanted people to hurt or feel pain. But I think I go back to my little Italian Yoda, and she always says to me, feel, breathe and act. And if we feel, we heal. She's so wise, hence the name of the channel, because she's been so instrumental in this journey for me, and I love her very much. And she's just such a huge part of my support network. So yeah, just everyone love and light today, and have a lovely day. And I hope you focus on healing.